It's 1 week of the year, dubbed as the world's greatest motocross vacation. Up-and-coming stars in the sport, young hopefuls, all gathered round to make some noise. And when they spend every summer doing it, old habits die fast. And that's where the veteran riders come back to relive their youth days. We'll cover the next generation and the previous at the 40th running of the Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship. Motocross fans simply refer to it as Loretta Lynn's, as the country music icon's ranch outside of Nashville hosts the next generation of motocross stars and provides such a lifelong experience that vet riders tend to come back here to relive their younger days like this.
Hey, Mike Brown here at the 2021 Loretta Lynn's an amateur national championship this year, and then riding the 45 plus this year, so it's should be really good. I mean, it's probably been 30 years ago when I was here racing against Ryan Hughes, and I think back then when I was racing with him, Emig was in the pro class, so it's those two guys are here. A couple more guys added to the 45 plus, so it's going to be fun. And those guys are riding two strokes too, so that's going to be the fun thing. I wish I was on one now if them guys are, so maybe next year if they all come back on the two strokes, I'll have to bring me one out with those guys. But yeah, looking forward to racing those guys. You never know how they're going to be. I'm sure they're always fast, and you know, Mammoth Hughes was good, so we'll see here how it goes, and yeah, it should be good. And also riding at 25 plus. It's good to ride two classes here. It's hard to sitting around all week for three motos, and that keeps me training for it. You know what I mean? The 45 plus is going to be tough, but the 25 plus it's like a pro class. A lot of the guys in there, and that keeps me pushing to keep my best. So that's the main class I would love to try to win. We'll see how it goes. I feel good, the bike's good, and try to beat the young kids.
In the early 1990s, Mike was a champion at this event in his teenage years. One of the most prolific stars in the history of this event, Jeff Emig, also coming back past age 50.
We are at the 40th anniversary of Loretta Lynn's, and I find myself back here racing in the plus 45 class along with the 50. It's pretty cool to race the vet classes, and the riders that really offhand that were guys that I had to race against in my pro career, like Mike Brown, Ryan Hughes, Kurt Nickel, we're all in the plus 45 again. And so it's literally 20 to 25 years since we would have all raced as pros, and here we are at Loretta's once again going at it. So it should be really fun 3 motos.
Brown not quite 50 yet, so he's racing the 45 and 25 plus classes. He dominates Moto 1. Keith Johnson edging Jeff Emig, and Ryan Hughes riding a 1986 CR 250. Fourth over Barry Karsten and Kevin Walker, who are legends in this event. Brown wins Moto 2 as well by a long ways. Brown is still a full-time trainer and racer, and he shows up more prepared than anyone for this event. We'll get ready for Moto number 3 here, the 45 plus title. Brown on the 33 holding the 1-1 scores going into the final Moto. Monster Energy Amateur National from Loretta Lynn's is next. Getting ready for motocross stars of a previous generation to go racing here at Loretta's, and more old favorites at the ranch this week.
What's going on, guys? Ryan Villapoto. We're here at Loretta Lynn's. It's a madhouse already. There's golf carts everywhere. There's kids. It's this year I think is one of the biggest. Somebody just told me that they're out of parking. So it's crazy. I'm here once again. You know, we're gonna have a great race, great week of racing. I'm looking forward to, you know, just hanging out, seeing all these fast kids, and you know, like I said, we're here again. I think other than last year, I think I've been here every year since I raced. So it's cool to be back, and it looks like we have some really good weather midweek, and you know, then it gets really hot for the championship motos. So stay tuned.
And maybe, just maybe, someday you're gonna get Villapoto back on this gate. His last run at the ranch back in 2005. We're ready to go. 45 plus class, and Brown, as he is known to do, absolutely nails the start of the number 33 Husqvarna. Oh, and a big pile up here in the first turn of this final moto. Everybody quick to their feet. Brown to the lead. Lee Walston there, the number 11 next. Billy Fosnot to the 13. And there's another legend, Barry Karsten, on his familiar number 31 Suzuki. And you see another rider down and out, but looks to be getting back to the motorcycle there in turn 3, as Brown is looking for the 1-1-1 sweep. Now Brown also, as he mentioned in his interview, racing the 25-plus class. He's over 20 years above that age group, so he's had his hands full there. Heath Harrison, Jacob Baumert, Robbie Marshall giving the much older Brown a run there. Here in 45-plus, he has these guys covered. Oh! Greg Paymart, we call him Frenchie, now lives in Pennsylvania. He goes down in that number 3 spot. He's up and okay. You just saw Ryan Hughes sneak by. You probably heard it on the old 2-stroke. Now Brown and Hughes had huge rivalries back in their professional days. Hughes says he doesn't want to get into that kind of drama anymore. He's riding an old bike just for fun. And here's a classic battle. The 23 of Kevin Walker and the 31 of Barry Karsten. They have spent so many years side by side battling here for moto wins at the ranch. There's Hughes on the 86 Honda. Just an all-time cast of characters. And we haven't even really seen much of Emig yet. Emig is racing on a 150cc 2-stroke. A huge disadvantage off the start. And Hughes here on the old 86 252 stroke at a big disadvantage as well. He's trying to make the move on Dennis Dooley. As we go on what we call the long short shoot, it gets rough on what was originally a flat straightaway, and then we go into the 10 Commandments. Watch these jumps. And Hughes barely had this bike even working on practice day on Monday. They've gotten it better and better as the week has gone on. And he's also flaunting that riding style that he talks about so much on social media and making it work for the older bike. He said he actually called some of the legends that took that 86 machine to championships back in its day, like David Bailey and Rick Johnson, to learn what he's supposed to do to ride this bike. So he's up to 6th. Oh, and Hughes goes down. And then you see Emig here in the 47, sneaks by. So Hughes gonna have some work to do, and work did he do. Would manage to come back with some epic laps late in this race. Emig would get away in 2nd. Walston here battling Billy Fosnock, and here comes Hughes, and the crowd pumped on that 86 2-stroke. He's already gotten back around Karsten and Walker, who of course continue to battle side by side as they do here all the time at this event. Hughes gets around Fosnock, the veteran out of Florida, and goes after Walston. This is for 3rd late in the moto. He wanted to put that old Honda up on the podium, while Brown had checked out with an easy run of the championship, and Emig was making the 152 stroke look pretty good through traffic to move into 2nd. Shout out to Hughes digging deep to get into the number 3 spot despite the crash and the bad start. No stopping Mike Brown. He's the right-hand man of the famous Supercross Championship trainer, Alden Baker. Still rides a motorcycle very well himself. And an easy 1-1-1 sweep of the 45-plus class for Brown, Emig, and Hughes 2nd and 3rd. Ed, call me Lee Walston. Next, let's hear from Brown and Emig, our top 2.
No, I do enjoy it for sure. That's the fun thing. Seeing all the people, seeing the people I've grown up with. Now they're coming back out the race, and it makes it even more better when Ryan and Emig and even the older guys that's nobodies here racing makes it good, and I love it. It's more than a grind. I love to grind. That makes me love to race.
Well, what was really interesting is the nerves that I had coming into like practice and the first races. I really found myself like kind of balled up. And with each passing race, I got a little more comfortable. But outside of the mud race in the morning, the first race, I really don't think that I really felt great, except for that one. But it was a great experience, and it is because for the last 3, 4, 5 months I've been totally focused on this, and it's just such a great feeling to get back in that instinctual mindset, and I structured my days around the racing and all this stuff, and I've really enjoyed it. And what I've gotten back from the fans here and other riders and all that it's been really awesome feeling.
Well, your class is interesting. There were so many old pros. You must have had so many stories of all these guys, the thousands of laps you've done with this group.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Keith and I are bullshitting about different races that we've done together. When did you turn pro? You race this race, that race, all this. But what's really cool about the vet races, I mean, the camaraderie among all the riders that are up there, everyone's really respectful, everyone's friendly, hey, be safe, have a good ride, all this, but you see in the gate drops, like it's on, So, but it's been a great experience, and it really gives you a high level of respect for the families that do this week in, week out, and how they dedicate their lives to this sport, and especially this race in general. Like, it is not easy. I have so many advantages, and it's been a ton of work.
It is hard work, but that's what Mike Brown likes. Shout out to Keith Johnson, who outdueled Emig for the 50-plus title. And we'll be back with the prestigious Open Pro Sport next. This is it, the final graduation day for Levi Kitchen, who is expected to be the next big star of this sport as a pro.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Levi Kitchen. We're out here at Loretta Lynn's. I've just been out in Florida getting ready for this race. Looking to hopefully finish off my amateur, career good, and hopefully sweep this thing. To be honest, I've been working really hard, and honestly, that's my expectation. So it's going to be a fun week.
Now a little bit younger than Kitchen, but really rising through the ranks quickly, Chance Hymas, who's expected to give Kitchen a run for the big titles this week.
My name's Chance Hymas. I ride for Team Green Kawasaki, and my preparations for Loretta's were training in Idaho with Jake Weimer and my off-the-bike trainer, John Wessling. We've been riding 4 days a week, training on and off the bike every day, so my expectations for this week is to go win 2 championships. That's about the only expectation I have when I'm been working that hard, so I'm excited to go racing.
We will go racing. This is Moto 1 of Open Pro Sport. There's a 250 division and an open division. The top riders will all go handlebar to handlebar in both. We get to Moto 1. One interesting thing about this event, the gate picks for the first moto are picked with a random draw, and Kitchen, although the favorite, ended up with a terrible gate pick. Hunter Clements on the Honda into the early lead. Luca Marsalisi trying to get by here, the middle of the track, and Marsalisi, the hitman, puts it into the number 1. But later in the race, Suzuki's Preston Kilroy would get around Marsalisi and begin to pull away while the favorites Hymas and Kitchen were further back. This is Kilroy's shot, rider out of Wyoming, to get a championship in what is considered the most prestigious class at this event. This is the final springboard before riders turn pro. And here we go, last lap, and Kilroy has an easy moto win. Hymas would rally from pretty far back to second, and Kitchen 18th on lap 1, salvages a third in the 3-moto format. Those 3 are still in this championship fight mathematically. Caden Amarine and Marsalisi round out the top 5. So the BarX Chaparral Suzuki team showing there's life in the RM Army. Kilroy in control as we go to moto number 2. Kilroy gets a good start here in Moto 2, but it's the Yamaha man, 51 Jace Kessler, out of Michigan, and he grabs the whole shot. Kilroy around the outside. Now you won't see Kitchen or Hymas early. Bad starts again, but not as bad as the first moto. And those two who definitely needed to get up there and go 1-2 in this one to fight off Kilroy, well, they would make passes quickly. And there is Hymas going into the lead around Brandon Walther. There is Kilroy right there, Kessler, and Kitchen. Great racing, and this is Hymas' chance. He's made the move around Kilroy, the first moto winner, and now he tries to go to work. Kitchen gets to third, and these 3, Hymas, Kilroy, Kitchen, would establish themselves as the 3 fastest riders in the pro sport divisions for 2021. But Kitchen, only third of the first moto. He needs better in Moto 2, and here he is going to work. Kilroy's riding a 450 Suzuki. A lot of the young kids who generally practice and train on 250s will still race 250s in this class, even though a 450 is eligible. And that's the case for both Hymas and Kitchen. They're on 250s. Look at the corner speed around the outside as Kitchen goes to work and is able to seal off a pass and get to second. There's so much on the line for these riders. It's one race, 1 week of racing where so many eyeballs are on them, and that adds pressure and it adds intensity. And Kitchen is not satisfied with second. He catches the leader, Hymas, and gets to the inside here. Totally different line than where he was able to get around for the second place spot. He uses the inside to take over the lead. But Hymas hanging tough on the inside, tries to come back. Who's going to get on the brakes late? Who's got the corner speed through the ruts? And Kitchen is able to get the better of it. Hymas would stay right there, but a clutch pass, and it turns out to be a clutch moto win for Kitchen, who will now have 3-1 scores. Hymas a 2-2, and Kilroy a 1-3. A 3-way tie when you do the math, going into the third and final moto of the prestigious Open Pro Sport class. 1 moto in 1 race. to show the industry what you're made of. Pressure's on for Moto 3 when we return. Everything is on the line here, the Monster Energy Amateur National Championship. Who will be the AMA Nikki Hayden Horizon Award winner as the most promising amateur moving into the pros of motocross? 3 riders with a shot at it. Chance Hymas, Levi Kitchen, Preston Kilroy. We're underway with the final moto of the week. Looks like bike problems there for the 17 of Gavin Bro. Not aggressive off the line at all. Hymas gets it done. He and Luke Kaleitson on the 36 battling for the lead. Third is Kilroy. Hymas choosing to ride a 250. A lot of 450s out here, yet he still pulled the start of his life. Whoever wins this moto between Hymas, Kilroy, and Levi Kitchen will be the champ. And there's Kitchen in the center of the screen, the 47, about 6th. So the 16-year-old out of Idaho, Hymas, really went to the next level at this event last year in the B class, which is the stepping stone to this, considered the Pro Sport or A division. There were big names in the B class last year, and he emerged with a championship. He has carried that confidence forward. Kaleitson, a mistake there in second in the ruts, and Hymas is getting away. Kilroy up to second. Oh, those ruts getting tricky. He almost rode the front wheel right out of it. He could have been down on the ground in a hurry, and then Kaleitson made the mistake. Also, things could change in a hurry. Here comes Kitchen. He's on the outside, and he has work to do, working over the 95 of Hunter Yoder, who was a big-time Honda prospect, the old Geico Honda team, but that team folded, and Yoder is trying to find his footing again. And this is the opportunity. Kitchen already has a pro deal signed with Monster Energy, Star Racing, Yamaha, so everyone else on the gate here is trying to beat him and show the other teams that they're a prospect for the pros as well. And Kitchen, the starts have not been there this week, especially in this open pro sport class where he's on a 250 against some 450s, and he makes the move on Yoder. Kitchen, coming out of Washougal, Washington, he knows he's a marked man. He knows he's expected to win this. Can he deal with that kind of pressure? Luke Kaleitson is next on the 36, the Honda. And Kaleitson and Kessler, they are showing just how rough this track can be. And look at the flat track skills. Backing it into these corners deep is Kitchen, and he's going to go around Kaleitson. Meanwhile, Kilroy inching up on Hymas. Right now, it's Hymas' title to lose because Kitchen has got to work his way forward. He's looking to get around Kessler in the 10 Commandments jumps here, while Hymas tries to hold back Kilroy. Oh, Kitchen had a good line there, and then there was a hook in that run. Oh, no! Hymas, your leader, has gone down. That was it. We said the pressure was there. He makes one critical mistake. He got the start he needed, and all that work has come undone. So, can Hymas recover and get back around Kitchen? Can Kilroy get away, win the moto and the title? This is his chance to shine. It's all on the line. Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship, the most prestigious amateur motocross race in the world. 3 riders with a chance to graduate on top with the Open Pro Sport title. Chance Hymas there in the green Kawasaki just got around Jace Kessler. He led this race early. He fell. He's trying to make up ground. Preston Kilroy leads. Levi Kitchen has moved to second. Whoever wins the moto out of these 3 will be the champion. And now, Kitchen from second on the 47 has caught Kilroy. Hymas, after a mistake, I think he's too far back to be a factor in this now. Can Kilroy get it done for the Suzuki folks? Rider out of Wyoming. He and Hymas actually run in a lot of the same races, the RACMX series, run in Utah and Idaho. Very rough, rutted racetracks just like this, and that has given them an advantage. But Kitchen is coming on strong now. Going down to the inside, showing Kilroy a wheel for the first time today. Side by side. They got to pick through the ruts on that straightaway. Now into the 10 Commandments. Kitchen's on the outside, but he might just make it work. He's got to get right through the rut here. There's a hook in it. It's going to slow him up right there. And Kilroy doing a good job just running the inside lines to protect. And that exchange actually worked out better for Kilroy. and they both had their feet knocked off the pegs in these deep ruts. The track is deceptive. It doesn't have huge elevation change, doesn't have massive jumps. It's those little technical elements, those ruts and the bumps within the ruts or the hooks. That's what makes it a true test to try to not make mistakes with this kind of intensity and this kind of pressure. Kitchen has to go back to work on Kilroy. Now it is a 450 versus 250 situation. For sure the start is going to be better for the 450. I think Kitchen would like his chances on a little bit lighter bike, easier to ride down the stretch in a 20-minute moto, especially on a track that's this tight and this technical. So we'll see if that swings the advantage back his way. But how about this? Kilroy has stretched it back out. He's got a few bike lengths. Kitchen is going to have to throw everything at it to try to catch the number 80. Oh, a mistake! A tip over! And just like that, he's lost the lead. He's got to kick that Suzuki over to get it started, and he can't get it going. And it's over for Kilroy. There's Hymas to inherit the number 2 spot, and heartbreak for both. They each had their shot. They each made the mistake when it counted, and that's what this race is all about. When you put it all on the line, 1 week can decide your entire year, can have a drastic impact on your career. That's the kind of mistakes that happen. In this case, Kitchen didn't make them, and Kilroy, oh, the frustration. And that final turn right there has told many stories like this. I think he's finally got the bike going now, and his chances for the overall podium, even top 3, might be dashed now, as he has dropped well outside the top 10, as they just couldn't get the bike refired. And Levi Kitchen, man, was it a tough road, but he perseveres and wins the title here in Open Pro Sport. Kitchen had been a top 5, top 10 rider for years, went to another level at this event last year, dominated his B classes, and now he's the national champ in the top class. Here's the rider from Washington.
Yeah, we came in, there was a 3-way tie, and you know, I knew I had to get a good start, which I came out decent. I think I was around 10th, and then I was a little worried. I seen Chance get out front early, and I knew I had to put my laps down quick. And once I got into 30, I actually ended up making a mistake, and once I got around him, I had Preston in front of me, and I just dug deep, ended up getting around him, and you know, after that, I kind of just settled in and tried to ride as smart as I could to bring it home.
Levi Kitchen, the top graduate and the top prospect heading into professional motocross and supercross for 2022. Thanks for watching. Loretta Lynn's.